Joining me now for the recap of last night's episode, Summer James of B106.7 FM. Good morning.
And now you know who the lion is.
You're the lion?
Yes,
wow.
I am.
Good morning, Summer. Thank you so much for being here. A lot to cover, but before we start, let's play the reveal in case you missed last night's episode.
Take it off! Take it off! Two-time Super Bowl MVP! It's Terry Bradshaw!
The one that stood out to you the most last night was the peacock.
The peacock he's fabulous.
I mean, you could tell this person's a trained singer.
Yeah, he's got the chops. He mentioned one of the clues was maybe magic, or there's something more than what you see.
Right, and all
There's
of that.
something more. So, oh yeah, and even backstage he said they don't have a clue who I am, but he said teeny bopper, and he had a show when he was younger.
And so I'm thinking,
Who do you think?
I don't know, but I think I'm going along with what you said. Doogie Howser, possibly.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick, yeah, I know him as Doogie. Yeah, because it kind of fits that mold.
Yeah,
possibly.
He's so talented in so many realms and has been his whole life. So I hope it is him.
Yeah, there is one performance that a lot of people didn't really like last night. The unicorn. Next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, of course, another episode of Mask a Singer. And then on Thursday, Summer's going to be back with us talking about the show, the recap from last night. Folks, stay with us. There's more Good Day Columbia coming up after the break.
It had led to Saturday Night Live.
Right.
A lot of those guys have guest starred on all of their other projects. So I thought it was pretty cool when Jenny McCarthy narrowed it down to Anna Gastea. Now, she mentioned Broadway was one of her clues. She mentioned A Christmas Story, and Soup kept coming up. So she just did The Christmas Story live on Broadway. So that sort of wrapped those two up. And the Soup came from her very first appearance on Seinfeld was as a customer for the Soup Nazi. If you don't know what that is, look it up, because it's one of the most funniest clips ever in comedy. But yeah, it came from the Soup Nazi.
Yeah, I think the Soup thing threw a lot of people off.
Yeah.
And then once it was revealed it was her, they're like, oh, okay, makes sense. Isn't it funny
soup
how
for
those,
you.
Yeah. I think it might be Daughtry. So that's what a lot of people are thinking. I don't actually know. I wish I did.
Well, he mentioned a clue that he swam from the deep end into the shallow, which brought people to Bradley Cooper. But Chris Daughtry actually released a single called Deep End on his last album. The one thing that's kind of throwing you off, because Chris Daughtry is a great singer. He's a solid singer. He keeps saying that he just can't believe all of these wonderful comments are about his voice and his insecurity. So I don't know if he's just really gotten very insecure since American Idol, but he mentioned kids. Chris has kids.
I thought that.
But then one of the clues was My So-Called Life, and Jared Leto was on My So-Called Life.
See, there are so many celebrities that could be in each of these. And I think something about Daughtry, too, is that he was in the limelight with American Idol, and then he kind of seemed like it disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking maybe with the insecurities and stuff. And actually, someone on Twitter mentioned to me a few weeks ago, I think we talked about it, about how Daughtry might be behind the mask.
Every single person on Twitter says Chris Daughtry,
Yeah.
Chris Daughtry. Maybe one
What if
says
it's
Jared
not?
Leto.
I would love it if it wasn't.
That would be funny.
All right, so the tree, it's out of here, right? So we have a few more contestants tonight. The competition heating up. You can catch the holiday-themed semifinal episode at 8 p.m. And Summer, you're going to be here tomorrow to break it all down again. For now, though, let's check in.
You have it.
Victor Oladipo.
Sing your little song. Not much of a surprise there, Summer.
You know, somebody said at the beginning of the season, and if you know who Victor Oladipo is, then you knew who it was. But I wasn't familiar with him. I know one of the first clues they said not running with Bulls. And we even said right here that it was probably a team that was against the Bulls.
We did.
But I didn't know who Victor was. So I think he's so smart. I didn't know he was a singer. He actually did an album last year.
What? Oh, I didn't know that.
So when he broke his knee or whatever, he was definitely ready, and this was the perfect format for him to come on. He said, again, if you knew him, then you knew the clues. He was born on May 4th. He said Star Wars. He had a little cupcake with a 4 on it. Last night he brought out Indiana Jones, and he plays with the Indiana Pacers. So if you saw the clues and you already knew of him, then you would have guessed it. But can I just say this? We knew exactly who it was.
Right. Because that's what I put. No surprise there. Even Ken, a little
Dr.
earlier.
Ken Jeong, how did he know? Yeah.
Earlier in the season, I remember him saying that, but then he kind of backed off from it a little, and then now we have it.
A nod to Ken. He knew who it was, finally. Yay, he got one right.
I'll tell you one that did catch everyone by surprise. Let's take a look at the Leopard.
Wow.
The second to go home was the Leopard. Now, Leopard gave a dazzling performance of Big Spender. The judges weren't buying it. Now, Leopard was revealed to be
Seal. Oh my gosh. I love Seal, and it was just amazing that it turned out to be him. He's so regal, and he definitely showed that in these performances.
Right. And I guess looking at the Leopard, I was assuming that it wasn't a man, even though I thought it was a man, but it was like it could have went either way because
really
of the voice changing that you can do this year. So
yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure, but that one definitely did not catch the judges by. It did catch the judges by surprise. Now we have Fox, Flamingo. Oh, you can't even see him.
The Flamingo,
the Fox,
and the Rottweiler, who we are missing.
Right.
That
didn't get to come to the party this morning.
That's going to be in the finale next Wednesday. The great thing, as you can see, this show gives second chances to people. That's just amazing. Next week, 8 o'clock.
Real quick, Summer, who do you think is Flamingo? Are you sticking with Adrienne Bailon?
I'm at a loss.
So that's who I'm voting for. I guess we'll find out when we see everything.
We just want the Flamingo to win. I don't care.
Right, because the costume is so pretty. So next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, right here on Watch Fox. Thanks, Summer.
Thanks.
Day Columbia. I'm Candace Scalise, and of course I'm here with Summer. Summer, thank you for joining me. Gosh, it's our last Masked Singer talk.
Oh no!
I know, isn't that so crazy? The big reveal, of course, last night on the season finale. We're going to kick it off with the Fox singing.
Speaking the name, you trying to guess me? Jamie, Tyrese, Wayne, Brady, Wesley, y'all sleeping on the Fox.
In the 2-hour season finale, the Fox came out the winner. It was revealed to be American actor, singer, and comedian Wayne Brady. Summer, did you think that this was who was behind the Fox?
All along I kept saying it was so obvious that maybe it should be Jamie Foxx.
Right.
But the one thing that gave it away, and I didn't get it until last night when I went back and looked at the package, when it said yes and if you know anything about improvisation, that is the #1 rule, that you're in agreement with everything that's happening around you. So when they showed just a little white card that said yes and, that's when I knew it was Wayne Brady.
A lot of the judges guessed it was him too. At the very end, they were like, okay, we know who this is.
He is the master of mimicry, so he is the perfect one to do every single song in the way he did, and even try to sound like Jamie Foxx to throw you off.
Yeah.
That's what he's good at.
There's a reason he won, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the Rottweiler's last performance. You can see the judges going crazy. Of course, we know that this man, it turned out to be who everyone pretty much thought it was, American Idol veteran, Chris Daughtry. And early on, I remember us discussing, Summer, we don't really know who the Rottweiler is. And then I got a tweet with one man saying, you know what, it has to be Chris Daughtry. And ever since then, I feel like that has been the case. We've just had our eyes on him.
Oh, yeah. All of the social media everywhere, it said it was Chris Daughtry. But then, because he said he showed the outline of the crime scene, and it seemed as though those credits were kind of removed. Now they're back up saying that he was on NCIS and CSI, but initially you couldn't find anything that he had been a guest appearance.
Right, you were like, what does this have to do with anything?
And he did the Blue Roses, which if you were a fan of his, then you knew that was a tattoo on the back. He showed a vacuum. He used to be a vacuum salesman. But the crazy thing about these three are that each one of them acted like, they all three have had a career in singing.
Yeah,
but
which
they
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, but they acted like they didn't. They were so, I can't believe people love my singing, and each one of them, and Chris Daughtry is Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
Wayne Brady is an Emmy winner. And Adrienne Bailon she's been on tour all over the world as a singer.
Yeah, let's listen to her last performance real quick. She was the Flamingo. Oh gosh, such a good performance. I didn't know she could sing like that, which looking back, thinking about the Cheetah Girls and stuff, of course, I guess I didn't grow up watching that as much as I did as watching Wayne Brady. But I think the Flamingo is a perfect costume for her.
That was initially, that's who we said we wanted to win. And then I'm so glad she at least made it into the finals because she really deserved to be in the finals. And the best costume, we agree.
Such a good season, too. We're going to have to toss it over to weather now, but you can head to watch.com for all this information. Of course, you can always keep up with Summer, too. How can people find you, Summer?
One Summer on the radio on Facebook or Summer on TV.
All right, there you go. And